Welcome to the MindTalk podcast, where we delve into the roots of dis-ease, growing deep in the subconscious mind. I am your host, Diane Vanas, with 25 years in energy medicine. I'm looking forward to working with our volunteer today, and I hope everyone else enjoys being able to watch a belief decoding session in action. So previously, we had Abigail as our volunteer on the previous webinar, and we discovered that she had a parallel belief system with 3 faulty core belief systems, like 3 trees in a forest, to chop down, if we use the analogy of a tree. And we were only able to do one of the trees. So she still has 2 trees remaining, or 2 belief systems remaining, that kind of would carry the theme of that first tree that we did. And so we were looking forward to getting together again so that she could volunteer and we could address the second tree. And that's today. So welcome. Hope everybody enjoys this. We're just going to make it quite brief today so that maybe there could be another volunteer to have a belief system decoded. Or if you have questions, we could have a question and answer just to learn more about the work. We'll just get started with the second tree here for Abigail. And of course we start in the negative programs. Those are like the leaves and the branches. And it's, I don't care about God. And I know you do. This is a negative program. So it's something kind of running in the background, right? It's a program. And it could just be you were overwhelmed, or you felt like you had to handle a lot of stuff on your own, that your prayers weren't answered, something like that. It could be unique to you. But the best way to translate the experience you had that created this negative program is something to the effect that you don't care about God. So the beauty of this is that we can delete it, right? Because it's not a positive program. And then we have another negative program, and it's I talk too much. I can see your sister laughing. She's on the webinar. But you're thinking this about yourself, right? That you talk too much. But the beauty again is that we can delete it. And there's another negative program. I am a burden. So you might have felt like if someone had to help you or whatever, that you're a burden. But yeah, these are all negative. We're going to get rid of them. But it's always interesting just to see our personal darkness, right? I call it that. And I always try to apologize to people when we do the belief decoding work that, I'm sorry, this seems negative. But we actually want to pull up all these negatives so that we can get rid of them. So now we're going to go a little bit deeper. This is the subconscious mind, like the trunk of the tree. And we have a limiting belief. My feelings are too intense and painful. So you may or may not be conscious of that, but isn't it kind of cool that would come up so that, you could let it go. And then we have another limiting belief. I cannot rely on my internal counsel. That's a pretty good one as well. But let's get down to the root of the tree, like the seed that started it all. We call it the faulty core belief. And it's, I don't believe in love. So that one is really sad, right? Let's read it from the bottom up. I don't believe in love. I cannot rely on my internal counsel. My feelings are too intense and painful. I am a burden. I talk too much. I don't care about God. So there you have it, a very juicy tree. And there is no soil for this one. So this one probably was created later in life, not necessarily like that faulty core identity from 0 to 7, where that's the soil. This one doesn't have the soil. So this is just a little bit easier tree to deal with. But we want to find out what kind of a fuel source it has and get rid of that fuel source. So we have the emotion of hopelessness. So you would have felt that hopelessness. Actually, it's shared at some point where a number of people were feeling that same emotion, and you shared it. Maybe, I know you've said your baby sister died when you were younger, so it could have been something like that, and everybody was feeling really hopeless. So let's just go ahead and clear that hopelessness that was shared. Okay. That's the only fuel source for this tree. So let's go ahead and clear the tree now. Clearing the negative programs. I don't care about God. I talk too much. I am a burden. Releasing the limiting beliefs. My feelings are too intense and painful. And I cannot rely on my internal counsel. Releasing the faulty core belief, I don't believe in love. So, did we release all of those? Yes. So what a relief. And you still have one more tree to go. So the next webinar will have you be our volunteer again, and we'll get to enjoy the chopping of your third tree. So now we will open it up for discussion or for another session.